What is up, everybody? It is your boy Mafia here with another video. Today's video is going to be kind of a continuation of the last video that I just did, which is the tier list for damage and flank. If you haven't seen that, check that out, or check that out after this video. Today's video is going to be the support tier list for Paladins, and it's going to be for like the mid ELO, like platinum level is where I'm kind of at, and it's all opinionated. Again, it's just opinionated off of what I've seen people play like, and how kind of not brain dead the champion is, but how easily that champion can control a game, and how well it can do against, you know, another champion in that same I guess list of champions, you know, like supports and everything like that. Who's the best support against, you know, each one. But so yeah, let's get right into it. On to the tier list. This one I made myself. The last one that I used for the damage and flank one, that was made by somebody else. I'd like to say that I don't believe any of the supports really deserve to be in D tier. The weakest healer, I guess, out of the bunch is probably Grok, and I'd say like C tier. You could put him at D tier because most of the matches that he is main healer, he doesn't do well. Secondary healer, he can do pretty well, and most of the time whenever he's secondary healer, people build him damage and he does really well. But Grok himself, if he was main tank, or not main tank, main support, he really falters. He doesn't do a lot of healing, enough at least for 2 tanks, which is meta, and he just doesn't do enough healing for really anyone else besides his totems. So those are just AoEs, unless he heals with his shot. But fortunately, he did get a little bit of a quality buff, with him he's able to throw his totem down at a wall. So yeah, so he's okay. He's probably, in my opinion, the worst healer. Saying that he's not bad at healing. Obviously, he's a healer. You'd rather have him than nothing, but he just doesn't work out with the other healers being a lot better. So I'm gonna say he's like A+ S tier. Just putting it up there real fast. In my rank, most people don't know how to like deal with him. He has his teleport, his ultimate slows, and is basically the size of a point or Makoa's inside of his half shell. It's damage, it slows. He can really just mess up the front line. Or if he's trying to get away, he can damage the people around him trying to kill him, like the flanks. He does hefty damage with his Koga pistol. Yes, it's a pea shooter pistol, but it shoots really fast and does a lot of damage. His healing, his burst healing, are very efficient, and it just adds on to his ability that he has a mark that lets him heal more. It's really good. It's really solid. So yeah, Furia. A lot of people would like to say that she's S tier. I'm gonna be honest with you. She's gonna be an A tier for me. Her healing beam is nice, and it used to be a lot better. But that no one uses that talent, so they use mostly Cherish, I think it's called. And her healing's good. Her burst healing's amazing. What is it, like 1,000 or 1,100 or something like that? And she also does a very good amount of like damage output. So she's definitely strong, but I don't think she's at the Corvus level. But she's one of the meta picks at the moment for sure. Grover, a healer that's very slept on, but the thing is that since it's caught meta, and it's always been caught meta, his healing just falls off late in the game, but he's super easy to play, and I would love to put him at A tier, but honestly, I have to put him at B tier. He's super easy to play, probably the easiest healer to play, just because you do not have to press a button to heal with him. The AoE healing that he has around him is pretty large, and it does a pretty good amount until obviously caught hits. But his burst healing from his Q, which is just a button and heals in the area around you, is really strong and super easy to play. So again, another underrated champion. I told a lot of people that Grover is probably the easiest support to play, just off that you don't really have to do healing. Like, it heals for you in the area around you. Just make sure that you stay around your people. IO, S tier. I don't really have words for this. Like, she's really, really strong. Luna's really, really strong. You don't use, what is it, the link one where you heal with Luna more. I think that's what it is. You heal like 200 with Luna every second or something like that. That one is kind of like Furious healing beam, just in the AoE of Luna. Most people use the 15% damage reduction. I believe that's what it is, 15% on IO, and it works out really well, especially for tanks that are taking a lot of damage. It works really well with a Terminus. It works really well with a Nara, who already has damage reduction. You're just bringing that down even more. She has something that can cap point and stay on point for her, so, and for the tanks. So she's just all around really, really strong, and she gets her heals back super fast, and caught doesn't affect her as much as it does the other healers. Something like, you know, Furia, caught hits a lot. Grok hits, or not Grok, Grover gets hit a lot by Cauterize. Grok, he's Grok. No offense to him. But yeah, S tier for sure. I don't think there's really a better place to put her. You could argue that she's just an A tier. But for me, I want to say at my rank and what I've seen and how people play with her, she's pretty easy to play, and she does a lot of healing and just adds that damage reduction to whoever she's healing with. So, and her cooldowns pretty low. So, Genos, kind of a hard thing, because I'd like to say that Genos is a good healer, but he doesn't heal as much as the other healers do. But I am putting him at A tier just for his talent on giving more damage to the person he marks. I think it's like Luminary. Yeah, so Luminary, 15% more damage. Yeah, increased weapon damage to the person that is marked. So that works out a lot in a lot of people's favor. But I would never really like to put him as a solo healer anymore. He just doesn't heal enough. Yes, he can heal through walls, but it's just not enough healing. And especially in how good Caught is still, he just doesn't work out as well by himself. But again, I'm putting him here because of Luminary's increased damage that he gives to other people. And obviously one shot with his ult for any squishy, so it is damage. He gives the bonus damage increase. So, and Damba, I know a lot of people might disagree with this. A lot of people might completely agree with this, but Damba deserves to have an A or be at an A. He is so underrated. I see no one playing him at Platinum. I've played him. I haven't done amazing, but he has so much utility. He has his stun from his reload. He has two different heals. His gourd heal, which also damages enemies. He also has his right click, which heals, and it's just like a point target heal. And if you get the card that, you know, you get, it's basically his cooldown is 2 seconds if you miss the heal. It's really strong. He has a dash where he's untargetable. His ultimate is a fear. It's just he has CC, he has utility, he's got movement. He's pretty much the whole package. I wouldn't say he's overpowered, but I think that he's underrated and super strong. Pip. I'm gonna be honest with you, Pip can heal really well, but again, based on where I am right now and like platinum and mid elo, I'm gonna put him at a C. You could definitely put him at a B, but I'm gonna put him at a C because most people don't know how to play healing Pip. They usually play flank Pip, which is all right, but compared to a lot of the other flankers or damage dealers, their Pip just doesn't do as much. So Saris, a person who falters when caught is a thing. when caught tier 3 hits, she falls off, but she's definitely a strong solo healer. And where I am right now, she's super viable. Like gold, platinum, silver, that span of ranks, Saris is really, really strong because all she does is right click and she heals, and then she gets, her cooldowns are low. She does a pretty large amount of healing. She has an untargetable almost like dash but move, and then she just does an immense amount of damage, and then her ult is obviously the pull, which really helps with a lot of point pushes. Ying, she's commonly here, I'm gonna put her at a B. I want to put her in an A. Yeah, I'll put her at an A. Again, if I had middle like ranks and everything, I would put her at like a B plus. She's really good in the elo that I am at again. Just like a lot of these other characters, I keep on rephrasing that so people know that. But she does really well as a solo healer. And since a lot of the maps in meta right now, not a meta, but are in rotation, they just got a lot of corners. And if someone backs up in a corner and there's an illusion there's a lot of healing. And her right click, what is that, 700-800 health? Like that's just it's insane. It's really, really strong. So she's got burst healing, and then she's got basically almost like Grover like passive healing that she can give to people, just dropping her illusions. And then if you decide to go damaging, which I never really recommend, but I know some people really like, she does quite a bit of damage too. So there again, there's the tier list for supports. I hope that you guys enjoyed. There will be one last tier list coming out tomorrow after you guys are seeing this, and that will be the frontline tier list. So I appreciate you guys as always. We'll see you guys later.